your tough, most provoking and stimulating talk show. 50-50 is coming on next.
We were taught to be strong. In the lane I was born, we used to get along. Amen. But I don't know what went wrong. We never feel love.
What to tell you, find one there by LIB international artist Hassan Achivon. Rise Again is the track title. Let's now bring you 50-50 right here on this dial.
Good morning, Monrovia. Good morning, Habel. Good morning, Rabbits Field. Good morning, Rabbits Sport. Good morning, Toyota. Good morning, Salala. Good morning, Macaque City. Good morning, Totmanburg. Good morning, Clay. Good morning, Bo Waterside. Good morning, Riverside. Good morning, Bapulu. Good morning, Buchanan. Good morning, La. Good morning, Cowell. Good morning, Brewerville, Virginia, Camp David. My River Edge. This is 50-50 on a Tuesday morning on Sky 107.1 FM with this topic. What decision did the National Elections Commission reach regarding the eternal constitutional crisis between the political leader, Honorable Nyonmblee Karnga-Lawrence, and the national chairman, Mr. Hassan Musa, Bility of the Liberty Party? My special studio guest, Menipakei, Dumoe, the stalwart of the party. Then we have Daniel. Sando is the vice chair for press and public affairs. By 11 o'clock, my lines will be open as usual, 0777-777-107. Or you come in on 0777-221-223. You'll be live on 50-50 on Sky 107. Those numbers are pinned on our Facebook page, Sky Communications Library, and our YouTube line as well. Of course, my name is Steve Max. I'm the only grandson of my grandfather. Then 50-50, you just can't beat the experience. I'll be back right after the theme song.
Here we go. I am done transferring money from my account to my phone, and I didn't forget to purchase some data for both of us.
How did you manage to finish the process so fast?
Ma, I'm using the new app there. With just one tap, I see all I want to do, making transaction quick and easy for me.
You mean it easy and I only have to download the app?
Yes, so ma. And by the way, the item you took, on me, Marco. I am paying using the same app. My transaction on the screen right in front of me.
No need to go through a long, tedious process to transact. Now, with one single tap, you find all options to complete the transactions. Download the Orange Money app from Play Store and the iPhone App Store and start enjoying. Easy like 1, 2, 3.
Brings you closer.
Excuse me, Mama, give me one bottle of wine. That's another plate of barbecue chicken and...
Wait up to wait 1 minute. Go come back. Now, lollipop, I know Oh, sorry, I just checked and don't have enough cash.
Oh, man. Now you're worried there. Jlateh, I got cash. You will scan and pay. But, I want my money back as soon as you get home.
No problem, dear. But explain to me some more. Scan and pay?
Yes. With money in your Orange Money wallet, you can now scan and pay using QR codes. Check with your favorite merchants. Don't be left behind. To pay, simply download and open the Orange Money Africa app, select Scan It, and scan. Now payment is as easy as 1, 2, 3 with Orange Money QR codes.
Brings you closer to what matters.
Orange.
Yo, what kind of message did people sending me again? Oh, who said my SIM not ready? I was one of the first people then to buy my SIM from there when they came to Liberia.
Ah, I see. So all I still only one actually get time. Now you must do it using your national ID card. After registration, there is a special number you can call.
Ah, yeah. They're really making it easier for us all.
Yes. We are all required to register our SIM cards by using our national ID cards. But that's not all. Orange Liberia provides a very easy way out for you to self-check your status. Dial *5434# to check a SIM registration status, free of charge. We take pride in bringing you closer to what matters the most.
Brings you closer.
Hello, your number one 100% Liberian-owned professional garage and auto parts dealer, Uptown Garage, is still around and going stronger and getting better. Yes, Uptown Garage at the intersection of Broad and Nelson Streets, after 20 years in the business, has a new spare parts store known as Uptown Spare Parts on Broad Street side. You don't have to order spare parts from overseas. You can purchase brand new spare parts for your car from us. No more used parts. For original spark plug from Japan, oil filters, engine oil, and everything you need to get your car working perfectly, come to us. Uptown Garage has a branch at Rehab that you can also count on. We have a diagnoser that can find and we fix any problem on your car. With our sophisticated equipment, we give 1 month warranty. We provide a tow truck free of charge if it's our garage that will work on your car, or we can tow your car anywhere for a fee. Uptown Garage has been around for 20 years now, providing reliable, efficient, and professional services and durable auto parts for your car. Contact Uptown Garage head office on 0777 553317, 0886 553317, or at our rehab branch on 0770 902865. Our email address is uptowngarage2014@gmail.com. Uptown Garage, always the best. Forget the rest. Thank you very much, Michael. 50 on Sky 107. Yes, I got my mask on because this guy is partially vaccinated. I can take the risks with him, even though I'm fully vaccinated, he's partially vaccinated. I got one newspaper. We are Menipakei this year. We're still waiting for the vice president, the vice chair for press and publicity, public. He's not here yet. We're waiting for him. So I got one newspaper here, strange enough. I get a front page newspaper. So let me give you the banner headlines, the front and back pages of the paper. Going after the fugitive, it says the Liberian Anti-Corruption Commission seeks extradition of accused former government officials indicted for corruption who are residing in the Americas. I can imagine them to submit to investigation. That's what it says. Faulted fire extinguishers, Liberian National Fire Service Director Alex Dixon attributes attribute their inability to put up the fire in CH draining because of faulted extinguisher. That news is a dead news. It's a news of irresponsibility. You run fire service, hospital for that nature. We have faulted, and you still keeping them there. That excuse nobody can buy water, even if it's cheap. Aiding government's effort. Aiding government's effort. They said Cummings Africa Foundation supplies major hospitals in Bomi, Maserado, Nimba counties with medical equipment, drugs, in the ongoing effort to combat COVID-19. National Elections Commission tells Liberty Party to resolve differences over constitutional eternally. Nyonmblee complaint thrown out, and they said after a brief meeting in Monrovia early Monday, the National Elections Commission instructed the use of the party's eternal dispute resolution mechanism in accordance with Section 3.3 of NEC's guidelines for political party regulation. How did the fugitive abscond? That's the question that's asked, and the fugitive said, and I quote, "I have all the documents and communications in my possession. Locking my office not to get hold of any document was a failed attempt because every document I deemed essential was kept on my iCloud, and it will be published to the press and the Liberian people. I won't be the sacrificial lamb. Charles, my actor, De Gaulle, embattled manager Port of Buchanan. The back page, Barcelona president Laporta reveals club's indebtedness in the tune of 1.15 billion pounds. We're still waiting for Daniel Sando, but let me read for you the basis of this discussion, and it's under the caption of the story. Nyonmblee Kanka complaint thrown out, and it says, the National Elections Commission, NEC, has instructed the Liberty Party, LP, to use the 8th Eternal Dispute Resolution Mechanism in accordance with Section 3.3 of the Election Body's Guidelines for Political Party Regulation. The next decision came following the conference on Monday with the executives of the Liberty Party over alleged criminal changes to the party's constitution. This decision by NEC paves the way for the political leader Nyonmblee Karnga-Lawrence to constitute a committee to investigate alleged secret changes to the constitution in line with the rules of the party. The party's chairperson, Musa Hassan Bility, who has opposed any investigation along with Secretary General Martin Kohler, is being accused of making covert changes to the constitution that gave him enough powers to micromanage the party and sideline its political leader. Bility and the Secretary General have denied any wrongdoing and insisted that there were no changes through the 2021 constitution. The pair submitted show many new provisions not sanctioned by the political leader. Some of the powers stripped away from the Liberty Party political leader includes power to call for special national convention and appoint all convention planning committees, powers of the Executive Council to adapt financial programs and political operations, the power to suspend or expel officials or members of the party. On August 4, 2021, the political leader wrote NEC withdrawing the 2021 constitution for procedural breaches and potential alterations. Monday's hearing at NEC was attended by Senator Abraham Darius Dillon, former Secretary General Jacob Smith, and other partisans who had vowed to resist changes to their constitution. It was recently reported that by the chairman and the political leader were having disagreement over the authenticity of the party's amended constitution submitted to the National Elections Commission. Hence, the political leader Nyonmblee Karnga-Lawrence has withdrawn the constitution from the National Elections Commission. In a communication address to the chairperson of NEC, Madam Debater Brown Lasana, Senator Karnga-Lawrence stated that several layout and accepted processes were not followed before the submission of the amended constitution. According to her, the amended constitution submitted by Bility was neither reviewed or approved by her as the political leader. She stated that the meetings or report or special convention which she presided over was also not reviewed or approved by her. Hence, this misunderstanding, the rankling within the ranks and file of the party between the party chair and the party political leader. Unfortunately, we have not seen the press and public affairs VP is not here yet. Now we have Menipakei. It's a tongue twister. That's a Pele. I ain't no Pele man. So bear with me. But his name is Menipakei. Is that what it is?
The team is just Menipakei.
Okay, Dumoe. I can understand Dumoe. And so I asked them to address what decision did the National Elections Commission reach regarding the eternal constitutional crisis between the political leader, Nyonmblee Karnga-Lawrence, and National Chair Musa Hassan Bility on the constitution. So you are stalwart of the party. I'm still waiting for Daniel Sando because he told me he's coming. What is this? how we call this embarrassing wrangling.
Very embarrassing. So it all started on the 4th of August when we saw in circulations within Liberty Party circles a letter written by the political leader of the party wrongfully announcing quote-unquote withdrawal of the Constitution.
The 2021 Constitution.
2021 Constitution, which by the way, is the most important legal document in the Liberty Party. It's the only constitution. The 2015 Constitution no longer exists.
Why?
Because of the action in Banga.
The convention in Banga.
The convention in Banga adopted a new constitution. In the same way that the 1847 Constitution in Liberia is no longer in force. And now you must live under the 1986 Constitution. We at the Liberty Party must live, and I present for you further evidence from the letter written by Senator Nyonmblee Karnga-Lawrence that all processes and procedures laid out in the amendment clauses of the preceding constitution were followed, which is why she submitted in her letter that she presided over a convention that reviewed and adopted a constitution that laid the basis for the election of Honorable Musa Hassan Bility and other members of the leadership of the party. That is an important point in her letter that anyone who is a careful reader should know that beyond this point, all else we are hearing is mere conjecture and political chicanery.
But this is what she said in the communication to the chair of the National Elections Commission. She said, stated that several laid out and accepted processes were not followed before the submission of the amended constitution. According to her, the amended constitution submitted by Bility was neither reviewed or not approved by her. Wait a minute now. This is. I thought your party was a party of law and a party that is so scrupulous to deal with things that legal bearing. You had a convention. You came up with what you call an amended constitution. Wasn't ever approved.
Listen, the Constitution was adopted and approved by the National Convention that was presided over by Madam Nyonmblee Karnga-Lawrence. Nobody contests that. It was approved at that point.
In Banga.
In Banga.
But then how was she
further
that?
processes. And this is why the second-term senator from Grand Bassa County, Senator Nyonmblee Karnga-Lawrence, who we all hold in high esteem, is extremely disappointing us. That after she reports that the Constitution had been adopted by the highest decision-making body of the party, which is the convention, she is seeking further procedures and processes, which she does not identify. She doesn't, for example, quote any provision of the 2021 Constitution that call for a further review of the document, further to the convention's review. This is not stipulated. It's not grounded in law. It is a product of her own imagination and ego. No basis in Liberty Party law, no basis in Liberian laws governing the establishment and operation of political parties. Zero, zilch, nothing.
What Nyonmblee is saying, and which is why I'm so disappointed with your party, which we call the party of law, is saying that after the adoption, what was concluded at the convention, Musa Hassan Bility, along with the chairman, the Secretary General, covertly, which is criminal, covertly made changes without bringing those changes to her.
Here is the problem with that. These are allegations made by her, unsupported. She was supposed to show the adopted constitution that formed the basis of the elections of national officers in Bong County. That amended constitution attached with all of the signatures should have been presented side by side, the quote-unquote alterations. She didn't even do that. In Liberia, under Liberian law, he who alleges must prove. She is making wild allegations. Let's move forward to what the National Elections Commission said in response to the letter that she forwarded to them, purportedly withdrawing. First of all, there is no constitutional basis for her assumed power to withdraw, effectively annulling the Constitutional Convention's outcome of a constitution.
She said the constitution was never approved.
She is imagining powers. She doesn't have the power to approve constitution. Constitution under Liberty Party law, practices, and convention is approved by the highest decision-making body.
We had the executive committee.
No, i.e. the convention, the national convention. The larger the body team acts in a democratic organization, the greater its powers. The political leader is a single office, an office with a single occupant. It cannot override the decision, hopes, aspirations, and votes of the broadest majority of the party as it was constituted in Bone County. The sacred act of the people of Liberty Party that was concluded in Bone County cannot be overridden by Senator Nyonmblee Karnga-Lawrence, whether she calls herself queen, whether she calls herself lord of the party, whether she calls herself political leader or not. And this view, this thinking, there are two fundamental thinking in Liberty Party. There are people who believe that the political leader position is the most sacred, is the highest position in the party. This is wrong. It's out of step with constitutional democracy, which we are supposed to be practicing. This is not a Bassa chiefdom. This is a modern democratic Liberian political institution. Certainly, the Liberty promised all members, the Liberty Party promised all members equal rights. And the rights of us as members are upheld by the members of the National Executive Committee, which is the highest decision-making body in the absence of a convention. The National Executive Committee operates like the national legislature, representing partisans in Bapuru, representing partisans in Riverses, representing partisans that Nyonmblee Karnga do not like, representing partisans that Musa Bility may not like. All partisans are represented by different members of the National Executive Committee as they were elected by their own people at the National Convention. It's a very sacred body. She sought, behind the back of the National Executive Committee, to withdraw the Constitution. The National Elections Commission quoted
if everything went well according to procedures and practices in Banga, why would she call for the review of the amended constitution?
Desperation, ill-fitted political strategy.
She is indeed a political leader. So why would she want more than that?
Well, you have spent time on this radio reminding President Weah and other presidents that just because you're the president of the Republic of Liberia don't mean you can do as you like.
You're not the law.
You're not the law. Liberty Party, again, is a party that upholds the rule of law, not the rule of the leader. When you come down to it in the 2021 Constitution, no power is given to the political leader to withdraw or annul constitutions. If she has issues with the Constitution, she asserts in her letter that unnamed partisans had raised issues about the content, the final content of the Constitution as it is laid before the National Elections Commission. There are procedures laid down in the 2021 Constitution around how amendments can occur. Those provisions must be followed if you want to make correction. And the forum for constitutional debate is not the Executive Committee, it is the convention. The National Executive Committee and other stakeholders of the party can engage, and where they see fit, call upon the National Convention before alterations can be done to the Constitution. Otherwise, it's criminal, it's illegal. Her claim in that letter was illegal, and National Elections Commission redirected her to the laid down regulations.
Of 3.3.
3.3, let me read what 3.3 says. Every political party shall ensure the creation of a grievance and ethics committee in its structure. The Grievance and Ethics Committee shall ensure that every partisan is given due process in times of dispute. B, all intra-party disputes must first be heard and disposed of by the Grievance and Ethics Committee. Partisans who are dissatisfied with a decision of the Grievance and Ethics Committee may appeal to the Executive Committee of the party. National Elections Commission was schooling
you.
Schooling.
You claim to be a party of law. Was schooling you.
Exactly.
The processes to follow if there were any constitutional dispute. Was schooling you.
And that's why some of us are angry at the political leader of the party that, listen, stop this ego trip, work along with the laid down structures and elected members of the party. Stop looking down on people. Stop calling people mandingo. Stop calling people outsider. Bring yourself under the umbrella of the law. She didn't listen to counsel, went to the National Elections Commission to get schooled. The National Elections Commission, in referring to 3.3 of their regulation, have basically said to Madam Nyonmblee Kanga that we do not recognize your superior power over and above the National Executive Committee. We think you should go and sit before a Grievance and Ethics Committee. It's unethical to make alterations, right? So this will put this under the jurisdiction of the Grievance and Ethics Committee. If you complain, the chairman of the party, the Grievance and Ethics Committee, and the Grievance and Ethics Committee have looked into the matter and has made determinations around it, you would have been able to attach SIM to your letter. If you were unsatisfied and you move up to the Executive Committee and determinations were made there that you're unsatisfied with, you would have attached SIM to your action that you were taking before the NEC. Look at the arrogance that's present in the letter that she writes. I'm writing to announce and hereby withdraw. First of all, the National Elections Commission do not recognize anybody they call political leader in its relations with political parties. They recognize chairman of the party, which is the chair of the national executive in Liberian national political structure. It will be the speaker. You preside over the executive committee. The next powerful person is the secretary general. Liberty Party has a strange constitution that creates a room for something called political leader. The National Elections Commission basically recognized standard bearers as a candidate put forward for the position of presidential office. Beyond that, there isn't much. In the administration of the party, under Liberian political party regulations and laws, the national chairman is the most important person in the party administratively. Of course, his importance is checkmated by the executive committee members who can vote to sanction him if need be. There is no overloading provision in any of our laws that recognize something called political leader.
Let me take it back to elementary law as it relates to political party structure. If there is any convention are intended for review. And I will imagine that during that Banga convention, the constitution was reviewed. And when constitution is reviewed, section by section of the constitution, in some cases, page by page of the constitution are initialed.
Yes.
Are initialed.
Yes.
It means that let's go to page 5. Let's look at the old and let's make some amendments for the new.
Right.
And if those amendments are made and approved, they are initial.
Yes.
What was not done in your case?
It was done.
Was it done?
Yes. I can send to you digitally. I can send to you copies of the Constitution.
Initialed?
Initialed by Senator Nyonmblee Karnga-Lawrence, political leader of the party. That's why her moves are mischievous. They're out of desperation. They're grounded in ego and not in law. Yesterday, when I was on the air, one of the misguided members of the party that are supporting this power grab called on the radio station. And
who's that member?
I'm not going to mention anybody's name, but I can recall what he said and confront it for informational purposes. He called and sought to make use of something called 3.4. 3.4 in the revised NEC regulation of political party speaks specifically to procedures for nomination of political party candidates and national and local. And the relevant section is that after 10 days of the convention, a political party shall submit to the commission a list of national and local officials, including those of the National Executive Committee, indicating the political subdivision that each of them represents. Said submissions shall be under the signatures of both the chairperson and secretary general of the convention committee. And he's taking this to say that because Senator Nyonmblee Karnga-Lawrence presided over the convention, the constitutional convention, a signature was a necessity. Here is the thing: in the way National Elections Commission accepts documentation, in the way the National Election Commission accepts documentation, the only recognized signature of chairman and secretary general. There is no provision for political leader in the submissions. In relationship with NEC, the executive committee is represented by the chairman and the secretary general. Those two key offices are the ones recognized procedurally in our electoral regulations.
Thank you very much. Let's take a break. We started up to now. We have not seen Daniel Sando, who promised he will be here up to now. Let's take our break and be right back.
Here we go. I am done transferring money from my account to my phone, and I didn't forget to purchase some data for both of us.
Hey, how did you manage to finish the process so fast?
Ma, I'm using the new app there. With just one tap, I see all I want to do, making transaction quick and easy for me.
You mean it easy and I only have to download the app?
Yes, so ma. And by the way, the item you took, I am paying using the same app. My transaction on the screen right for me.
No need to go through a long, tedious process to transact. Now with one single tap, you find all options to complete your transactions. Download the Orange Money app from Play Store and the iPhone App Store and start enjoying. Easy like 1, 2, 3.
Brings you closer.
Excuse me, Papa, give me one bottle of wine. That's another plate of barbecue chicken and...
Wait up to wait 1 minute. Go come back. Now, lollipop, I know I told you we laugh at, but sorry, I just checked and don't have enough cash.
Oh man, now you're worried there. Jlateh, I got cash on my phone. You will scan and pay, but I want my money back as soon as you get more.
No problem, dear. But explain to me some more. Scan and pay?
Yes. With money in your Orange Money wallet, you can now scan and pay using QR codes. Check with your favorite merchants. Don't be left behind. To pay, simply download and open the Orange Money Africa app, select Scan It, and scan. Now payment is as easy as 1, 2, 3 with Orange Money QR codes.
Brings you closer to what matters.
Orange.
Well, what kind of message did people sending me again? Oh, who said my SIM not register? I was one of the first people then to buy my SIM from them when they came to Liberia.
Ah, I see. So that all I still want to try to get time. Now you must do it using your national ID card. After registration, there is a special number you can call.
Yeah. They really make it easier for us, though.
Yes, we are all required to register our SIM cards by using our national ID cards. But that's not all. Orange Liberia provides a very easy way out for you to self-check your status. Dial *543 # to check the SIM registration status, free of charge. We take pride in bringing you closer to what matters the most.
Brings you closer.
Hello, your number one 100% Liberian-owned professional garage and auto parts dealer, Uptown Garage, is still around and going stronger and getting better. Yes, Uptown Garage at the intersection of Broad and Nelson Streets, after 20 years in the business, has a new spare parts store known as Uptown Spare Parts on Broad Street side. You don't have to order spare parts from overseas. You can purchase brand new spare parts for your car from us. No more used parts. For original spark plug from Japan, oil filters, engine oil, and everything you need to get your car working perfectly, come to us. Uptown Garage has a branch at Rehab that you can also count on. We have a diagnoser that can find and we fix any problem on your car. With our sophisticated equipment, we give 1 month warranty. We provide a tow truck free of charge if it's our garage that will work on your car, but we can tow your car anywhere for a fee. Uptown Garage has been around for 20 years now, providing reliable, efficient, and professional services and durable auto parts for your car. Contact Uptown Garage head office on 0777 553317, 0886 553317, or at our rehab branch on 0770 902865. Our email address is uptowngarage2014@gmail.com. Uptown Garage, always the best. Forget the rest.
Thank you very much. Back on 50/50 on Sky 107. My special studio guest, Daniel Sando, who is the vice chair for press and public affairs, is not here. Unfortunately, he has never missed an invitation, but today he's not here. I don't want to speculate why he's not here, but he's not here, and we're discussing what is so troubling in the two most powerful persons in the Liberty Party, the chair and the political leader. Tomorrow, my special studio guest, what I said to you earlier, I will bring him from obscurity to the reality of our time. Mo Ali will be here as we review some political activities, especially of the CPP. Now the CPP is in the hands of your party, Liberty Party.
And we let me just apologize on behalf of our political leader who was elected, or it came down to a turn under the rotational system that we have. But unfortunately, since she took the mantle, took over the gavel. When Honorable Uri was there, we know what he did. He helped organize it, get it, registered, and so on and so forth. Honorable Cummins took it over, and we saw resounding victory in the 2020 senatorial elections. Now it comes to the Liberty Party, and we're not seeing much.
Because you're not giving her cooperation.
No,
you people are not giving her the cooperation.
Well, she has 100% cooperation. What she doesn't have is the status of a queen. And that is not allowed in democracy. This is not a monarchy. You cannot, you by yourself, dictate to a larger body like the National Executive Committee and other elected officers that were put in position by the ordinary Liberty partisans to represent their interests and to further their ambition of taking over national leadership in the country. So what we're witnessing, it leaves much to be desired. I would like to call on the political leader, Honorable Nyonmblee Karnga-Lawrence, that listen, accept to work with others, show respect for other people who are working along with you in the party.
Nyonmblee has always been an open-headed person. I didn't see this.
That's why this is surprising, shocking, and disappointing. And that's why we've said,
so it's got to be something that is so important that she does not want to see.
No, maybe people are misinforming her, or maybe she's misinforming herself. But clearly, frankly speaking, the political leader position in the Liberty Party constitution is not a superpower position. It's not.
Can we allay our fear? Can you allay my fear that the Liberty Party is not in tatters?
No, the Liberty Party is not in tatters. Everything that is going on can be handled within the constitution. If Senator Nyonmblee Karnga-Lawrence will be law-abiding and submit herself to a grievance and submit her complaint to a grievance and ethics committee, allow such deliberations to occur. After that, go up to the National Executive Committee and allow everybody, all of the structures in the party that are laid out, to address this issue and evolve. Evolve collective thinking. But I'm afraid there's no forum where she can be successful. That's why she assumed onto herself the power to withdraw. Don't forget, in the miscellaneous articles of the 2021 Constitution, adopted in Bonkan in the full glare of the public, where NEC and other people were present, and other political parties were present over the 3 days. The Liberty Party adopted our Constitution. In the miscellaneous articles of that Constitution, specifically the third paragraph, it states very clearly that no member of the party should take the party before any administrative body or National Elections Commission or court without first of all exhausting the internal processes and procedures. That provision is in line with the National Elections Commission regulations that were cited to her.
Could this misunderstanding
so
result to civil war in the rank and file of the party?
Civil war.
Casualties.
Civil war is extreme. What will happen is that those who are assuming powers onto themselves will be made to conform to the laid down rules. They will respect the rights of others in the Liberty Party. They will this move to privatize the Liberty Party and make it the private property of a particular person will fail.
Thank you very much. I don't know how to find you, but I try to forgive you because it has never happened to me where I've invited Sando and you will not show up. I said before you came, that's a strange. I hope he was not hijacked, he was not kidnapped.
Oh, God. Thank you, Tim Max. Apparently, the Bility Defense Force, for some reason, the Bility Defense Force headed up my friend Menipakei Dumoe.
Which for you represent?
Well, I have always been an institutionalist, and people who know me would testify that I don't speak on the periphery of issues in the Liberty
You speak
Party.
to the nucleus.
I speak to the core of the issues, and when you invited me last night, I missed your call, and I had to call this morning because I feel that as the vice chair for press and public affairs of the Liberty Party, we have an obligation to our partisans. We cannot sit and allow folks like Menipakei Dumoe to infest the airways with diabolical lies, innuendos, and all kind of political chicanery intended to defend what Bility and Martin Kula have done to the public.
Let's get to the basics. I was reading the story just now, as it is in the front page newspaper. One of you had a copy of that, and it says several cardinal things which I've highlighted already. It began this way: the National Elections Commission has instructed the Liberty Party, the LP, to use its eternal dispute resolution mechanism in accordance with Section 3.3 of the National Elections Body Guidelines for Political Party Regulations. What are the qualms? The National Elections Commission is saying, because we are human beings, please, because we are human beings, we have disagreement in our communication, in our deal with one another. But if this misunderstanding occurred, there's a structure in every political party, i.e. the grievance committee and the executive committee of the party as a first approach in solving the problem. So that was told. And the qualms are, according to Nyonmblee Kanga, they says the party chair, Musa, who had opposed any investigation along with Secretary General Martin Kole, has been accused of making covert changes to the Constitution that gave him enough powers to micromanage the party and sideline its political leader. That's a serious charge. Therefore, she writes to the National Elections Commission, and this communication said in a communication address to the National Elections Commission chairperson, Madam Debeto Brans-Lasana, Senator Nyonmblee Kanga, stated that several layout procedures, layout and accepted processes were not followed before the submission of the amended Constitution. According to her, the amended Constitution submitted by Bility was neither reviewed nor approved by her. She stated that the minutes or record of the special convention, which she presided over, was also not reviewed or approved. What's going on?
T-Max, in the first place, I'd like to categorically differ with my friend Menipakei Dumoe that there was no, contrary to what he insinuated initially on the platform, there was no complaint before the Elections Commission. As a matter of law, Section 3.3 of the guidelines and regulations.
The political leader didn't complain.
There was no complaint before the Elections Commission. What the political leader gave to the chairperson of the Board of Commissioners and the commissioners at NEC was a notice of withdrawal, stating procedural breaches and, possible alterations to the constitution of the Liberty Party.
What were the procedure? What were the breaches?
Well, in the first place, Article 79 is very clear on political parties. Article 79 of the Liberian Constitution, when you go in the last paragraph, that all amendments to the constitution or rules of political parties shall be submitted to the Elections Commission not later than 10 days after said amendments are done at the convention. Okay? We, the political leader, as a leader of the Liberty Party, issued a convention order for the holding of the Special National Convention in Banga for the purpose of adopting, reviewing amendments to the proposed amendment to the Constitution. The amendatory languages will be reviewed by delegates, and they are adapted, and then the transitional clause in that Constitution calls for election of officials within 150 days, right? We went to the convention. She was the presiding officer of the convention, T-Max. As a presiding officer, she presided over all deliberations at the convention. Wasn't it only wise enough that after the convention had been concluded, that the minutes, the constitution that was the subject of the convention be submitted to the presiding officer for approval? I think somebody listening to me would know that it makes sense.
She presided.
She presided.
Yes, she wanted something to be submitted to her. She presided. Well, she was the chair of
in
that.
the first place. In the first place, the 2015 constitution, upon which this convention was called, calls for the creation of a convention committee, which was chaired by the party's vice chair for policy and planning, Mr. Martin Kula, right? So if all of these documents,
who is now the Secretary General,
but going back to the convention, he was not Secretary General. He was party vice chair for planning. Okay, so all of these documents should have been submitted to the political leader for review. That didn't happen
before the convention.
No, after the convention. After the convention, because motions that were
filed. Before your convention, when? How many months ago?
Who is the competent officer to manage the document? Everybody went over there. Musa Bility was offered election.
Is there any time frame after the convention for the review of the deliberation?
Well, I know that Article 79E calls for. What's funny, Dumoe?
No, I just want to know.
Yeah, but you have to tell the young man to control his emotion. That's funny.
Don't laugh. Don't.
Because he came here telling lies that Nyonmblee is this. Nyonmblee was very magnanimous. T-Max, let me just digress a bit. When the entire Liberty Party stood against Musa Bility,
let that go
that
that
he could
way.
not become.
No,
it's important to be said. It is important to be said.
No, that is under the bridge.
No, it's not under the bridge. It's not under the bridge.
Let's not split the party.
This young man here accused Nyonmblee of being very wicked. He said a lot of things about Nyonmblee, and I want to say to you, and people listening, that Nyonmblee were very magnanimous. When people stood against Bility, that he could not become chairman of Liberty Party because he's a Mandingo man, Nyonmblee stood by him.
Mandingos are Liberian.
For him today, to be in criminal justice, we say the guilty man is always suspicious. Why is Bility sending Dumoe on the radio to say, "Oh, I didn't"?
No, I sent for him.
Dumoe has been on the radio stations.
No, I don't know.
Right? He's been on the radio station.
I want to have a balance
because Bility knows. Bility knows that. Mommy, you hire time.
At some point, you let me respond.
No, you
are not responsible for your late coming. I'm not responsible for your late coming.
Just hold
you have a duty to show up.
Gentlemen, this is 50-50. I beg you. I will give each other. I will give you time. But what I mean,
it is my time to talk.
It's your time.
The reason why
please wait.
The reason why Dumoe is interrupting because his points have been perforated completely.
Wait a minute. Whether they are being deflated or perforated, I will go to that issue. Let me make apology to my listeners. I will not have the time for telephone calls. I beg you.
You have to tell Dumoe to control his emotions.
I will control him. Don't worry about it. I will control both of you people.
No, I've not been order.
No,
I'm very relaxed.
It has been what determine who's in order, who out of order. When that time reaches, I will throw people out.
So
Please, I will not be taking calls. I want you to listening. There'll be some time again to allow the calls to come. I want to get to this.
Can I proceed?
So that was asking.
Can I proceed? Can I proceed, Tim Max? So she was very magnanimous. He became chairman out of the magnanimity of Nyonmblee Karnga-Lawrence when everybody stood against him. But as is often said, the monkey never leaves a black hand behind. And this is Bility for you, Tim Max. This is Bility. This is Bility.
I don't want us to go into that.
The alleged criminality. The alleged criminality.
It was the same Sando who came to the defense of Bility yesterday.
That's what I said to you.
So let's leave
like
that.
Julius Caesar.
No,
when Bility became overly ambitious in the Liberty Party, to the extent that he wants to criminally alter the party constitution, I'm not going to put my integrity on the line for him, like Dumoe has done. I'm not going to do that. We are partisans of the party. We are going to be very pointed to issues that seek to undermine the credibility, the survival of the party. I have served Liberty Party all my life. I have never switched political alliance like my friend Dumoe. So for him, he doesn't care it.
You people are making Bronson to be wrestling in this state.
No, I mean, people are now accusing us that we even made a mistake to have made Mr. Bility chairman. I
don't
said,
go there.
That's water on the bridge.
I'm saying to you,
that's water on the bridge.
With the Bility man, but don't go there. Let's
saying to you,
let's deal with the constitution.
What I'm saying, Tim Max,
in the party.
It was very simple. It was very simple. Nyonmblee called this convention. She issued a convention order in keeping with the 2015 constitution as a political leader of the party. The procedures from the party, precedent, even the procedure for NEC requires that all of these documents are approved by the presiding officer of the convention.
Let me ask you, before you go, I want to bit by bit so that I know exactly where the truth lies. To the convention, was there any review or amendment of any sort of constitution?
Yes.
There was.
Apparently, you weren't listening because Dumoe was disturbing. I said to you that we went to Banga with some mandatory languages to the 2015 constitution. That process evolved out of a reconciliation retreat that was called by the political leaders in the Nyonmblee Karnga-Lawrence. Partisans said they wanted a review of the constitution, particularly Article 5 of the 2015 constitution that gives the political leader the power to dissolve the standard bearer, not political leader, to dissolve the executive committee in election year when things happen in the direction of the contemplation of the political leader. So we said that we want to go to the convention to, amend the constitution, remove all the clauses that give the political leader excessive power. Liberty Party has operated with 4 different layers. You have the National Convention, you have the Special National Convention, you have the Executive Council, and you have the Executive Committee. Okay? That's how Bromsky ran this party. We said the Executive Council was a conglomeration of county chairpersons and super delegated by the political leader. But there were too many layers. Let's take the power of the Executive Council, give it to the Special Convention, that will still be presided over by the political leader. Tim Max, when you open the version of the Constitution that Dumoe is running around with, all of the powers of the Executive Council have been given to the Executive Committee. That was not agreed upon in Banga.
But didn't you people see that?
Well,
didn't you people see that?
So to tell you that Mr. Bility and Martin Kula was
but why didn't you people see that?
I'm coming, Tim Max. We went out of the convention. Lawyers advised that this has to be done. For example, Senator Dillon filed a very key motion that sought to bring about balance of power in the party, right? And that motion was the powers of the political leader, as it is given by the 2015 Constitution, should remain untouched, except the power to dissolve the Executive Committee. We agree on that, right? That was the first preposition I was voted on at the convention. You were not there at the time. You were in Ghana for to bring Taylor back here. We were there and we deliberated. Okay, we deliberated. So we came back to Monrovia. I'm coming. We came back to Monrovia with the anticipation that everybody was operating in good faith. The political leader, I have trails of communication here between the chairman and the secretary general. The political leader repeatedly requested a review of the document because we were running late for submission to NEC. Mr. Bility and Mr. Martin Kula deliberately refused. They went and notarized the constitution on the 21st of February and surreptitiously submitted it to NEC without the approval of the presiding officer. Now,
when did you realize that?
The party vice chair for inter-party and NEC affairs, had gone to one of the RPC meeting at NEC, and then he inquired and said that the chairman and secretary general already filed the document with the election commission. He called the political leader. Are you aware? I'm not aware. She again sent Mr. Bility a text. Why was the constitution submitted to NEC without my approval? So
what did Bility say to her?
Bility gave hanky-panky excuses.
What about hanky-panky? What was it?
Well, that the party was out of time for submission to NEC and this and that. So he ordered Martin Kula to submit the constitution. The political leader said, okay, I'm writing the election commission to have a copy. Since you have refused to give it to me, I'm writing it to know why you submitted. When the document came back to the political leader and the vice chair for inter-party affairs did analyze it, it was completely different from what was agreed upon in Banga. So the motive upon which they deliberately refused to allow the political leader to acquiesce, to approve the document for going to NEC was that they had a motive. They had a motive to either make Mr. Bility a super executive chairman who can, look, you got to, it's so disgusting. You got to a meeting, the political leader want to take action in the party, Mr. Bility, the political leader, you cannot take action, it doesn't fall in your preview. Can you imagine that?
What does the Constitution say?
So it is the better version of the Constitution. So I have to challenge him, right?
I will take the break.
Let me just conclude before Dumoe comes in, right? Let me conclude before Dumoe comes in before you take a break. It is not completely out of hand. The political leader has taken charge. Like I said in my opening remarks, there was no complaint at NEC.
The political leader has taken charge.
There was no complaint at NEC. That's the first thing. So Mr. Ronnie C. has injured the reputation of his paper. He keep publishing stories that gave distorted information to the public. There was no complaint at NEC. I have a copy of the communication to NEC. It's not a complaint.
What your version says?
It's a notice, not my version. It's a notice of withdrawal, right?
Okay, before we get to that,
here's a communication addressed to Madam Dewi Eta Brown Lasana, the chairperson of the Election Commission, the Board of Commission. Read that communication. It is not a complaint.
Let me read that. I beg you.
It is not a complaint.
My producers are telling me that I should take a break. I present my compliments and hereby withdraws the Constitution and bylaws of the Liberty Party allegedly adopted on 23rd January 2021 and subsequently submitted to your office by its chairman Musa Hassan Bility and Secretary General Martin S. Kula for the following reasons. 1. In accordance with Article 8 of the 2015 Constitution and 2015 Constitution, 2015 Constitution on your file, I issued an order on the 29th of December 2020 to convene the special national elections to review, this is small, to issue an order of 2020 to convene the special national convention of the Liberty Party, proposally to review and adopt in the proper settings of certain proposals submitted by a constitutional review committee and to conduct the election of officers. 2 count 2 said in furtherance of this order, the convention planning committee was appointed headed by Vice Chair for Policy and Program, Mr. Martin S. Kula, now Secretary General of the party. Upon the advancement of this committee and the assurance that the workings of this committee were in accordance with the constitutional provision, a special convention was scheduled to be held in the city of Banga, Bon County, from the 22nd to the 23rd of January of 2021. The country says the special convention was held as scheduled. 1, I, as the political leader of the party, presided. The adoption of the constitutional amendments were conducted. The election of officers to steer the affairs of the party was held thereafter. We returned from the special convention with the expectation that in accordance with established procedures, the meanings of the special national conventions would be forwarded to the political leader and presiding chair for the comments and review to ensure that the final documents included all the amendments as a condition precedent for its submission to National Elections Commission. Additionally, the adoption of the amendments preceded the election and the installation of officers, with the consequence that the political leader who presided over the special convention and remains its political leader, is the competent official to ensure the political leader to preside over the special convention and remain the political leader is the competent official to ensure the authenticity of the document. May I suggest that have such documents authenticated by the incoming officer has the potential of being self-serving. This is long. Okay, then I can conclude that the above process was not followed. The document was not reviewed and approved by me. Neither was the meanings of the special convention or the report. A preliminary analysis after the receipt of said document from your office upon my request has revealed numerous errors, including potential alteration amidst procedural breaches, the intent of which is subject to conjecture. 6, all the above are in violation of the established procedures, the Liberty Party bylaws and constitution, the rules of NEC, among others. However, to maintain party unity and arrive at a solution, I am appointing an inquiry committee to delve into the matter and make its recommendations as to preclude to further action. Madam Chair and Commissioners, it is in view of the foregoing that I am therefore withdrawing the 2021 Constitution as filed by Chairman Musa, Hassan, Bility, and Secretary General Collier, pending the report of the inquiry committee. In the interim, the last adopted Constitution of 2015 and filed with the National Elections Commission within statutory time shall govern affairs of the Liberty Party. For easy perusal, I am attaching copy of said document.
That was never a complaint.
Nyonmblee, Karnga-Lawrence.
You read it? Was that a complaint? Was that a complaint?
Let me take a break before I answer that question when we come back.
I need to begin.
Here we go. I am done transferring money from my account to my phone. And I didn't forget to purchase some data for both of us.
Eva, how did you manage to finish the process so fast?
Ma, I'm using the new app there. With just one tap, I see all I want to do. Making transaction quick and easy for me.
You mean it easy and I only have to download the app?
Yes, so ma. And by the way, the after you talk, on me, Marco, I am paying using the same app. My transaction on the screen right in front of me.
No need to go through a long, tedious process to transact. Now, with one single tap, you find all options to complete your transactions. Download the Orange Money app from Play Store and the iPhone App Store and start enjoying it. Easy like 1, 2, 3.
Brings you closer.
Excuse me, Papa, give me 1 bottle of wine. That's another plate of barbecue chicken and...
Wait up, wait 1 minute. Go come back. Now, lollipop, I know I told you to relax and enjoy. But sorry, I just checked and don't have enough cash.
Oh, man. I am worried there. Jlateh, I got cash on my phone. You will scan and pay. But I want my money back as soon as you get more.
No problem, dear. But explain to me some more. Scan and pay?
Yes. With money in your Orange Money wallet, you can now scan and pay using QR codes. Check with your favorite merchants. Don't be left behind. To pay, simply download and open the Orange Money Africa app, select Scan It, and scan. Now payment is as easy as 1, 2, 3 with Orange Money QR codes.
Brings you closer to what matters.
Orange.
Hello, your number one 100% Liberian-owned professional garage and auto parts dealer, Uptown Garage, is still around and going stronger and getting better. Yes, Uptown Garage at the intersection of Broad and Nelson Streets, after 20 years in the business, has a new spare parts store known as Uptown Spare Parts on Broad Street side. You don't have to order spare parts from overseas. You can purchase brand new spare parts for your car from us. No more used parts. For original spark plugs from Japan, oil filters, engine oil, and everything you need to get your car working perfectly, come to us. Uptown Garage has a branch at Rehab that you can also count on. We have a diagnoser that can find and we fix any problem on your car. With our sophisticated equipment, we give 1 month warranty. We provide a tow truck free of charge if it's our garage that will work on your car, or we can tow your car anywhere for a fee. Uptown Garage has been around for 20 years now, providing reliable, efficient, and professional services and durable auto parts for your car. Contact Uptown Garage head office on 0777 553317, 0886 553317, or at our rehab branch on 0770 902865. Our email address is uptowngarage2014@gmail.com. Uptown Garage, always the best. Forget the rest.
Thank you very much. Back on 50/50 on Sky. I want to send my special studio guest, Daniel Sando, Vice Chair for Press and Public Affairs is here. We have Dumoe, or Stewart of the party. You listen to the Press and Public Affairs VP, Chair,
Vice Chair.
So your party is funny.
No, it's not. Mr. Jlateh, Daniel Sando is a very effective character witness in my case, here to bring the psychology of Queen Lawrence to the public, to show, because I earlier alleged that the party is being privatized, it's being made to operate under the whims and caprices of Senator Nyonmblee Karnga-Lawrence. He reports voluntarily that everybody else in the Liberty Party stood against Musa's election. How is it possible in your mind, in a modern democratic party that is regulated by Liberian laws, that a single individual will bring about the election of a chairperson on white ballot? This speaks to the fantastical mindset that surround the political leader that is undermining the party, unity in the party. Courtiers like Daniel Sando, who are sycophantic in their support for Senator Nyonmblee, are informing her that she is greater than the Constitution. The audacity of Senator Nyonmblee to claim powers that have not been given to her by the people of Liberty Party, including the power to withdraw. Under common practice under the National Elections Commission, she is even without the power to submit a constitution. How do you withdraw a constitution that you didn't submit? You are not empowered under Liberian laws. In the way the National Elections Commission deals with political party, you as a political leader, you are not the competent officer to lay instruments before the National Elections Commission. The competent officers are the chairman of the executive committee, that is the chairman of the party, and the secretary general. But Nyonmblee, totally ignoring this, proceeded to announce a futile, a meaningless, a powerless declaration that she is withdrawing the Constitution. When Daniel Sando purports that this is a notice, he is doing so being ignorant of the fact that the National Elections Commission must recognize the governing document of any political party, because that is how NEC will oversee or hear or testify if a court of law calls them as the competent regulatory body in this jurisdiction of political parties. Knowing that National Elections Commission opinion on the validity of a governing instrument is key, she went before NEC seeking to persuade NEC on account of case she was making on a point-by-point basis to create now the justification for her draconian, undemocratic, dictatorial power grab to take us back to the 2015 Constitution. Under the Articles of Amendment, in the Liberty Party 2021 constitution, which is the only constitution that exists post-Banga. Under that document, amendments, the provision for amendments are there, clearly spelled out. There are procedures that you have to follow. All constitution of the Liberty Party, including the 2015 constitution, will tell you that for amendments to occur, it has to happen at the convention. The political leader does not have the power to withdraw anything, to amend or alter any part of the constitution as agreed to in open convention. What she wanted was a chance to edit the constitution and insert in the back of the people what they had not agreed to. When he opened, he cited a quotation, which I'll go back to. The 1986 Constitution, Article 79E. Under that provision, because I want to situate the submission timeline of Musa Hassan Bility in its proper political and legal context, he presented it as a rush. It's missed that using the guide of Article 79E, in which the constitutional organic law of this republic imposed a duty on political parties. It says the constitution and rules of the political parties shall conform to the provisions of this constitution, provide for democratic elections of officers and or governing body at least once every 6 years, and ensure the election of officers from as many of the regions and ethnic groupings in the country as possible. All amendments to the constitution or rules of a political party shall be registered with the Elections Commission no later than 10 days from the effective date of such amendments. This constitution was adopted in Banga City on the as reported by Senator Nyonmblee Karnga-Lawrence August 4th letter that she presided over a constitutional convention, and this constitution was properly adopted on the 23rd of January. Isn't it appropriate to live within the law? To lay before the National Elections Commission those amendments that occurred, the new constitution that was adopted
within 10 days.
Within 10 days.
Was it done?
It was done.
Why wasn't it done?
You see, T-Max, this is why I said the young man has not been, he has no sense of institutional upbringing. Because when you shift political loyalty from one party to another,
T-Max, he will not supply you. He will not supply you.
T-Max,
He will not tell you the basis.
That young man holds emotion.
He will not tell you the basis.
Hold your emotion. Team your emotion. Dumoe. Team your emotion.
Wait.
Team your emotion.
Focus on the matter.
You see that?
No, I will come to
you. Very emotional.
Okay, so let's I need to get some basic.
When you ask him a question,
wait a minute. Don't school me. I know how to school. Let's get to some basics. It's a constitutional. It's sort of constitutional dictates, if you will, that after the conventional, after the induction, after the conduct of election, that body which we call the political party has only 10 days
T-Max,
to review
the language of Article 21E, which
not 21,
79E, which has quoted, I quoted, and he tried to read it word for word. It's very clear that all amendments to the party constitution or rules must be filed with the Election Commission within 10 days.
Why wasn't that done?
Because Musa,
if that was done, why didn't you see it?
Because Musa and Martin had a plan in the making.
10 days.
I'm coming.
But you just used now a Russian.
I'm coming. No, I said they had a motive.
He said they were hasty.
No, I'm coming, young man. You got to listen properly. They had a motive, and when the political leader requested that the document be brought forth for approval to be submitted to the election
since January.
I have the trail of
since January.
Ask him which provision requires that the political leader approves the action of the National Convention.
So you see,
inferior to the National Convention.
You
cannot approve the actions of the convention.
You go on a tangent. The political leader is
But
not
you're not
operating in
making sense,
vacuum.
young man. You're
The
not making
political
sense.
leader is the presiding officer of the convention. Are you saying to me?
So she doesn't
Are
know
you
what
saying
she
to me?
presided over. Is she
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute. Tell you that it is not
Let me come this.
I'm not common sense
Why
argument.
is this not law?
Gentlemen.
What is the law?
When you start hopping from party to party, you
What
understand how it works.
is the law?
Gentlemen.
We will stick to the facts.
What law?
What is the law.
You talk here loosely. You provided no.
Gentlemen,
provided no basis on
let's get to the basics.
I don't come to court.
Gentlemen, let's get to the basics.
Who is leading Bility? You don't help me.
Who is the most powerful? What is the most powerful organ?
The executive committee.
In any political party.
This man doesn't know about party.
I'm asking.
The National Convention.
I'm asking.
The National Convention is a higher decision-making body in the party. You see, he doesn't know about it.
Okay.
In the absence of national
convention. He doesn't know about it.
Look at that.
Now, I just told you. Look, Tima, I'm speaking to the.
What I'm driving at. Let me tell you where I'm going.
I'm not speaking on the periphery.
Where I'm going. This is where I'm going. If the national elections, if the executive committee of the political party is the most powerful.
So if the executive committee, executive committee in our party is not the most powerful.
It's the most powerful in the absence of convention.
It's not.
In the absence of convention.
What is it? Special national convention.
No, but that's not
assuming that. But the convention,
that's not a permanent body.
The convention was held and
it's
not
a
permanent body.
The convention was held and that committee is dissolved.
Which committee is dissolved?
The committee that constituted the National Election Commission, the convention.
No, yeah, how it works, T-Max. Yeah, how it works. The Constitution said special national convention, special session of the National Convention, executive council, executive committee. Right? We sought to dissolve the executive council and push all of the functions of the executive council to the special national convention. So, in the absence of the national convention, the special session of the national convention, which can be called by the political leader at any point,
can be called by only the
political leader. The political leader.
That's what I was getting.
Right?
Okay, thank you
so
very much.
Dumoe doesn't know about it. He comes here and
I want to correct.
Why you want to correct Dumoe? Why you want to correct?
Why you want to correct a mistake?
You're not a partisan in good standing. You suspended your membership. You are going to free tailor in Bangor running our party. We want a convention.
Let's take our break and be right back. There's no break. I want to go straight to Princess. Please. I violated.
Daniel Sando has told many lies.
Yes, so I owe this to my listeners. I should have opened the lines. So I'm going now straight to Studio A to Princess to read me quite strangely to give me a few comments from our social media users. And let me interject. The comments you're about to hear are not coming from Sky.
All right, and so I will begin with Albert JNN, who writes, "Good morning, T-Max. Liberty Party has to be careful because some current members of their party are up for business. The sooner they get to know this, the better it's for the party." Joshua B. Kamase Kwengon writes, "Character is a result of two things, meta attitude and the way we spend our time. The prestige and integrity of the Liberty Party is losing because of the lack of wisdom and knowledge, and so help the Liberty Party, Jehovah God." Wellington Visoma writes, "Good morning, the Donald of Talk Show. Since the death of Councillor Charles Walker Bromskin, his party or his Liberty Party is faced with a political leadership conflict. We are not surprised of this current political battle after seeing the financial entry of Musa Hassan Bility into the leadership of Liberty Party. We knew this very time was going to reach. It is Madame Lawrence's own life that is cutting her throat politically. We hope to see an amicable solution to this Liberty Party wahala." Monty Wamabra writes, "Good morning, T-Max. Since the death of its former political leader, the Liberty Party is in the news frequently for the wrong reasons. They need to settle their in-house wrangling. The public is gradually losing gratitude that existed in the party for many years." Tia Kesali writes, "Good morning, veteran journalists. All thanks to NEC for the timely intervention, and I'm asking all Liberty partisans to follow their constitution." Francis Swamo writes, "I think this is the appropriate time for the Liberty Party to seek reasons and settle their in-house problem before the 2023 elections." Hilton Glajedo writes, "Good morning, T-Max, and good morning to the Princess of Liberia's premier platform, the 50-50. I write from a purple corner in Lokentown as a purple defender. T-Max, as usual, that is how things work politically. If you allow an individual to dollarize the political party in the case of Liberty Party, how do you expect Mr. Daniel Sando, a criminal justice trained practitioner turns politician, to deviate from Musa Hassan Bility issue when he has benefited a pickup and a party executive? When things fall apart, the center can no longer hold in the case of the entire CPP. Bekugbe will ready flog them come 2023. By Tom Kula writes, is this how to talk to your political leader, Menipakei Dumoe? Harry Junan Dumoe writes that this dude is now supporting Alexander Cummings, a member of ANC. What is he keeps questioning LPP issue? Stop discussing LP standard bearers, sir. James Konya Nora Hawks writes, why is he talking like he's mad? Does he know he's speaking to Liberians across the globe? James Cover writes, go and discuss ANC, not LP, man. You just from party to party. James Konya writes, Sando is a childish debater. Harry Jinan Dumoe writes, are you using the word desperation on the Liberty political party leader? How desperate is Alexander Cummings by purchasing other parties members for the president position? Nora Hawks writes, every Tom wants to be in news. He has given up on getting Charles Taylor out of prison. Wellington Visoma writes, the political scamming tactic and financial back influence of Mr. Bility will bury Madam Lawrence's political ambition. The concerned Liberty partisans saw this coming and raised it before the unconstitutional county. The party chairman is now using his achieved financial position to institute orders and getting rid of vassalizing the party leadership. The political leader should take her time to handle this cardinal political embarrassment that she has created and refuse to listen to the concerned partisans. She must listen and submit herself to mandates and not her self-ego. And I'm going to take like a few more. Joseph Nimland, hi T-Max, the battle has just begun because Bility is to get rid of Senator Nyonmblee Lawrence. Philip Tamba Hekbengba Bwaka writes, hijackers may succeed now in hijacking the party, but the masses know their leader. Hassan may succeed in taking the party, but not the people. We, the people of Lofa, are watching you closely. And if for any reason JNB is betrayed in the process and decides not to contest, we would better go to the CDC. Let me take this one. Walker Sam J. Flourish. He writes, good morning, T-Max and Liberians across the globe. The internal ranking within the Liberty Party will continue to exist in as much as Musa Bility still maintains the chairmanship position. His ascendancy to that position raises serious concern in the public corridor on grounds that he doesn't have the moral to lead a political party that preaches integrity under the doctrines of the late Charles Bromskin. He's also known of commercializing political parties due to his financial strength. The real meaning of the Liberty Party has metaphors to self-seeking and greeds. Top leaders of the party has changed the foundational doctrines of the late Bromskin, thereby projecting their own interests. The soul of the old man needs to rest happily, and leaders of the party must put their greedy posture aside. From Central Monrovia, I coin these short sentences. And that's all for now, T-Max.
Thank you very much. We're back on 50-50. I hope I could do it again for the rest of the day. But good ally is my bad ally that I fear most. He has come to me so that we have to call this for a day. And I think that we can do this again if time permits on Thursday. I want people to go back to their closet and review their old. Is the old Constitution 2015 Constitution still alive or is dead?
Well,
is it dead or is it alive?
Is
it dead or is it alive?
It's alive, and in the interim, that Mr. Bility and Martin Kula will become the subject of an internal probe. The 2015 Constitution is going to govern the affairs of the party. Yes, he also knows that things were not right in the Constitution. It was done the wrong way. He wanted to fix it, but he wanted to do it internally. And we said, no, the party is a party that is renowned for upholding the rule of law. And we cannot be pushing.
Musa admitted that he did something.
He's admitted. Even Martin Kula admitted. I mean, put Musa on the line, he admitted. But he doesn't want a criminal probe because he said he put a dent on his character and everything. But let me say this. Let me say this, T-Max. You know, we owe this to our supporters. I know many of them think that the party made a mistake, but you know it's not a mistake. The party is open to everybody. Anybody can become somebody. People think when you listen to the comments, you listen to the callers on the Vera Talk Show, they think the party made a mistake to have elected Mr. Bility chairman. I said, no. We gave Mr. Bility an opportunity to prove himself worthy to the Liberian people. But if Councillor Bromsky used to tell the story about the scorpion and the frog.
My time is up.
The scorpion and the frog story is such that. Let me get that analogy. The scorpion and the frog story.
Let's do that for another time. Yeah, please.
But why you don't want to give the scorpion and the frog story?
What I have on good authority is that Senator Nyonmblee Karnga-Lawrence wants to come back under the rule of the party. She recognizes the 2021 Constitution. She will subject herself to the executive committee.
But she's not a subject of probe. Thank you. Musa is a subject of criminal probe.
On that note, we come to the end of this edition of my name is Steve. Tomorrow morning again, I'll be here to discuss another issue. I'll be bringing more early from obscurity to reality of the time. Bye-bye for now.
No cards, no gimmicks. Just pure rock and roll hits on 107.1.
No need to ask, he's a smooth operator.